So here we go, y'all. Let's see. Okay, yeah, we're recording. Okay. So, y'all, we finna get right into this. I know everybody has seen this shit sweep the motherfucking airwaves, mainstream, everywhere. Diddy is being sued by his ex, Cassie, for years of abuse, a decade of rape and abuse. Like, we gonna jump into this. So she's saying basically after years in silence and darkness, she's ready to tell her story and speak up on behalf of herself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships. And some of what she said, because you got, now I'm going to tell y'all, I'm not going to do a complete breakdown of the whole 35-page lawsuit. You got other content creators who has done it, and they did a masterful job of it. So if that's what you want to see, you go find that. You know what I'm saying? Go put it in YouTube search. You know what I'm saying? Full breakdown of Diddy lawsuit. It'll pop up. I'm not doing all that. But what I am supposed to do is we finna go over this shit real quick. Where Cassie is essentially saying she met him in 2005 when she was 19. From that point on, he asserted control. From that point on, he asserted control and abuse, right? He asserted control and abuse. Um, Keeping her, plying her with drugs, beating her, forcing her into having relations with male prostitutes while he filmed and watched. And then near the end of their relationship, he forced himself into her home and on her. So now it's important to note Cassie now is married with two kids, and his name is Alex Fine. I know, right? But and it's also important to note that she wasn't. How do I say this? It wasn't even a year after she split from Diddy when she got pregnant, right? Like it wasn't even a whole year after the split from Diddy and she wound up pregnant with her first kid. Um, so now Diddy's team is outright, of course, denying the shit, saying she's just trying to mess up Diddy's reputation and she's looking for a payday. I mean, I feel like Diddy, if you know you did this shit to this girl, and at the time she was a girl. Yeah, she 18, she legal, but she's a fucking how much I want to take it to how mature someone's maturity at the age of 19, but at the same time I've actually come across some 18, 19-year olds that were quite mature for that age. So now on that perspective, on that end of the spectrum, I look at it. It depends on life's experiences, right? Sometimes your life experience require you to mature quicker, whereas for some, when you go age with wisdom, it just there's no such thing. And this is with people of all ages I've encountered. So, but he began plying her with drugs and physically and sexually violating her, abusing her. So, I feel like first of all, did it again as I was did it if that's the case and you know you did this shit to this girl, why you ain't just get her the 30 million? Why you a fucking billionaire? 30 million ain't shit. Like nigga, you wipe your ass with that. The fuck? Now, it goes to say, I feel like if she, because it says on this article that Mr. Combs has been subject to Miss Ventura's persistent demand of 30 million under threat of writing a damaging book about the relationship. When I see that shit in the article, the first thing it speaks is Kim Porter vibes. Y'all remember, 5 years to the day, Kim Porter passed suspiciously through sickness, through illness, is what it was said. But of course, with Diddy's name tagged to it, allegedly it was not as cut and dry as she having an illness as everyone think. Some people, some people think. Well, I ain't gonna say some people think, but it has also been allegedly put out there that that's the narrative Diddy put out there or made sure that was put out there because uh, um, other people have kind of come forward with their own theories to say, and it's some of her folks, some of her friends and family even came forward as far as to drop little gems like, bruh, she didn't die from illness. She didn't die from like she was sick. No, she was fine when we last talked to her. When we last see her, she was in high spirits. She was doing well. She had no illness. So you have that part of it as well. So, but I ain't even gonna lie. And it also had me thinking like, what if Cassie and Kim was able to get together and talk? Because 2018, yeah, he was 2018. Cassie was there. She was still with Diddy. Was she still with Diddy in 2018? I don't know. But it just had me. Just the whole outlook of it is just like with the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship. It just speaks Kim Porter vibes. And if you believe it, if you believe in certain shit, or some of how you say that might be Kim Porter come back through Cassie. Cause guess what? Justice will be mine, and I will expose you for what you really are. And if that's the case, I feel like Diddy should be really shook. He really should, because my aren't things telling. But let's hop on to now. She done had since Cassidy came forward. She done had a show of support from other um artists. Kamora Lee, Kamora Lee and Kim Porter were best friends. And Kamora Lee was one of the main people who felt like Kim, her homegirl Kim Porter did not die from a fucking natural illness, not from just an illness. She felt like it was some fucking bullshit tied along with that shit. But she never really just outed with it. But yeah, just the way Kamora addressed it, again, if you know the long history of Diddy, he's a very highly controversial man. And that's with his sexuality. That's with Biggie and Tupac's murder. Again, everything I'm saying is allegedly and it's just my commentary and opinions. So, with that being said, do your own diligence, do your own research. There's plenty of other creators that'll be more in depth on what is being said and Diddy's history, because y'all know with Diddy back in the spotlight, all his every piece of content with Diddy's name on it is going to be flying through the internet now. But my thing is, y'all remember it wasn't that long ago. It was like a few months ago, 2 months ago, when Diddy had artists. He gave them back their music rights. He gave them the rights to their music. He gave them back the rights. He gave them back the rights to their music, their masters. But he had them sign an NDA. Don't quote me exactly on that, but I know it was like he gave them their rights to their music or their masters to their music, because the shit ain't right. Shit making no money on it. Ain't no money to be made with that shit anyway. But cents. You know what I'm saying? Cents on a dollar. They ain't even making shit out this shit. But in giving it back to them, he had them sign an NDA. Now look, check it. Now on this article, it says for the past 6 months, Mr. Combs has been subject to Mrs. Venturas. All right, for the past 6 months, Diddy has been subject to Cassie's persistent demand of $30 million under threat of writing a damaging book. Now let's back up to this for the past 6 months. So that means Cassie been coming at him for 6 months prior to her filing this month. So we go back 6 months. She been sweating him, going, "What my money? Man, I want 30 million about you for just off the sheer bullshit you put me through. I deserve that. What you mean? Nigga, do you know how much shit I got on you? Don't make me go there. Don't call my bluff. Nah, hear me out. Wasn't it like a month ago, 2 months ago, when he had those artists, he gave them back the rights to their music. They not making no money. This shit not making no money. But he had them sign an NDA, and that NDA was basically them not disclosing nothing from their time with Bad Boy, from their time with Diddy. Y'all remember that, right? So they got me thinking when I see this little part right there. When I see that little part about for the past 6 months, y'all know what they got me thinking? If she been suing him for the past 6 months and then told him she was gonna walk that walk, he was preparing. Him and his fucking team been preparing for this shit, right? So him and his lawyers got together and was like, hey, this is what you do. Everybody from back in that era that could be possibly subpoenaed and made to come to court or made to talk about it, offer them their music, offer them their catalog, but had them sign an NDA on top of it. And in that NDA, and you best believe his lawyers, they worded the shit out that NDA to the point where they can't talk about shit from Bad Boy. They can't talk about shit with anything dealing with Diddy back in that era, back in that time frame. They cannot ever speak on. Period. Anything dealing with Bad Boy and Diddy, they can't ever speak on. Like that shit is probably like a fucking lifetime NDA type of shit. Like you will never speak on this shit. And my thing is, what are the odds that he had them do that shit and getting them their music back? It wasn't even about getting them the music back because he knew that shit wasn't selling. You feel me? He knew it wasn't no money. He knew he wasn't making no money off that shit. So I don't have no problem getting it back to him. But it was more or less what? Them signing the NDA. Now, motherfucker wouldn't have been willing to sign the NDA if they wasn't getting something out of the deal. And guess what? If you sign it in, I don't have. But guess what though? When you looking at an artist who, hey, I'm getting my music catalog back. That bitch may not be making shit, but I got my shit back. And then I think he threw them a little $800. It was some it was some demeaning it was some demeaning amount of money. I know that shit. It was just like for real. What are the odds that he essentially the artists that he gave their music catalogs back, were the same artists, hear me out, that was around back in that time frame of him and Cassie that could potentially be questioned or could have been called to be in question to back up Cassie's story, right? So in having them sign NDAs, it kind of just like, okay, out of silence this group of artists or these group of people because they was around heavily back when me and Cassie was together back in the day. This Diddy thinking now. That's all I'm saying. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Because I want to see how this shit gonna play out. But as I digress forward, again, y'all thumb up, thumb down. It really doesn't matter. You know how this goes. This is for the algorithm. Hit like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out.